Greetings and welcome. Creating peace and unconditional love. I can hear the cries of the trees and the forests as they, with a gentle power, unfold and struggle to proclaim their right to make a contribution to the harmony and health and beauty and peace of the planet. They struggle to proclaim this in the only way that they can, and I can hear the unity of the birds as they send their ethereal sounds harmonizing the air. And I watch the instinctive movements and sounds of all the animals that walk and crawl on the face of the earth as they try their best to harmonize and respond to the laws of nature. I can see and hear the rhythmic motions and intelligent communications of all the life forms that swim the waters of the planet, proclaiming the majesty and beauty of their Creator. All of these forms, infused with life and purpose, are expressing a magnificent spirit, power, and force. The urge to be. Clearly and distinctly, I also hear the many voices of humankind desperately struggling to communicate their perceptions of individuality and purpose through their many languages, nations, ethnicities, race, and religious groups. All of these expressing a profound power and spirit, the urge to be. The voices of humankind can be heard crying their prayers for love, protection, security, guidance, and right actions. And I can hear humankind voices of greed, of selfishness. The language of one group of beings is poorly understood, if at all, by other groups. I understand that all of these cries and pleas originate from the same source and all express the same urge. That source is the very essence of life itself, a divine attribute of God, of supreme being. This divine attribute of God announces and proclaims its intentions and its will. That universal will and spirit manifests through all of life as an urge to be. And we who claim to have been given dominion over all the earth and all life forms therein must realize that the true essence of life proclaims and announces the oneness of all being and the interdependence of all of life. A sense of intelligence and knowledge of the oneness of life lies within our being, ready to provide the ability and the wisdom to see and hear with the eyes and ears of the soul. This attunement manifests as goodwill and right action toward all of life. And we are often asked to comment on what is happening in the world today. What about the conditions and happenings in the Middle East, in Europe, in Africa, in Iraq, Asia, in America, and China? All of these questions are seeking to understand with some depth the state of human consciousness in various areas on the planet. They are seeking an understanding and purpose of human events. They seek to understand the evolution of humankind and of human consciousness, thought, and purpose. Every day, every hour, and every minute, millions of people throughout the world are praying for peace and searching for empowerment. Within their hearts burn a desire to attain a kind of life that will provide them with freedom from fear and freedom from uncertainty. The extent of their prayers for peace is dependent upon the concept, measure, and function of the world in which they live. The depths and feelings of their prayers are generated to a large extent by the discomfort which touch their daily lives. Some of these people desire an inner peace, a peace of mind which is limited to their own world of self. And they feel that this can be attained with little or no concern for their fellow humans. Others pray for an ethnic or religious peace, to be empowered ethnically, racially, and religiously. They desire a change in position for their particular group, a redirection of fear and hate and distrust. Their desire is to change only those conditions affecting a particular ethnic or religious group. They pray for a just revenge. Among such individuals, there is the belief that it is possible to have peace within one particular ethnic or religious group without having deep concern for the welfare of all people, regardless of their ethnic, religious, or national origin. Such people live and think in a world that has been narrowed by humanity's ignorance, as well as by feelings of separateness that produce classifications within the human race. And there is still another group whose prayers for peace and power are directed toward a particular nation with little thought for the contentment of other nations. And there is an unspoken belief that it is not essential or important for all nations to have peace in order that their particular nation might too enjoy it. They pray for the troubled mind of a national leader without including the desire for divine guidance for all the leaders of all nations throughout the world. As we become conscious of these prayers, we cannot help but petition and desire that they become extended, that the little world be extended in scope and in concern, that individuals not only desire peace for themselves, but for all fellow human beings. Just as the desire for ethnic or religious peace becomes a desire for harmony among all groups, the desire for national peace must become a desire for international harmony. The higher aspects of our being have the capacity to bring understanding, guiding, and directing us in our roles as servants of humanity and co-creators of our environment. Universal truth recognizes the oneness of life and the oneness of being. One might say that there should be a sense of oneness in the body of humanity. Great leaders and great masters throughout the ages have taught this. If part of our body becomes diseased, the body responds in an attempt to heal the diseased part for the benefit of the whole. Our higher consciousness is able to understand and to realize that whatever is happening in any part of the world, it is happening within the body of humankind, within the body of all of life. Only our spiritual mind and being can see and acknowledge this. We must rise to the higher aspects of our being. That aspect which has the capacity to love unconditionally and to understand and to practice the oneness of being and of life. And those among us who have the ability to realize and perceive this also have the opportunity to manifest it, to act and to think and to pray accordingly. We must return to the center within, where divine will and purpose is known. The center where spiritual realization of the unit structure of unconditional love can be found, and where the unity structure of peace can be understood. We must gather unto ourselves the responsibility of not only realizing but also demonstrating our divine inner potential. We have the capacity to spread love and peace throughout our contacts. Our thoughts and hearts must carry the causative agents of harmony, of peace and love. The love in our thoughts and mind is contagious.